Hey, what's up, y'all? It is Thursday, February 12th. Another episode of Simple Life Philosophy, man. Trying to keep the vibes up, trying to pass on some good vibes to you, some good blessings. Hello there. Yeah, just talking about life, trying to improve every day. It's been a long journey just of addiction and just, I don't know, a vicious cycle of just self sabotage in my life. And I'm trying to turn things around, trying to elevate my consciousness. I feel like the world needs it. I mean, not to say that I think the collective needs to raise their consciousness in a way, and if I can do it, certainly other people can, and that's what I'm trying to inspire and trying to keep our vibes up because there's certainly a lot of corruption, a lot of fraud, a lot of lies, demonic stuff happening in this world, and I hope that these people are held accountable and we can get on a righteous, better path for humanity, and and see what we're actually capable of because I think right now we're just kind of I don't know, running in mud in a way. We're not at our highest. We're not peaking by any means. Unfortunately, I think we live in a very I don't know hedonistic society, a society that just values greed, power, status, sex, pleasure, short-term gratification. That's hedonism to its core, and yeah, I mean that's what it is. I mean, we can blame capitalism. I think capitalism can definitely share some of the blame. I think there's definitely some dark forces within large entities and organizations that also are probably responsible for just the level of distraction, level of lostness and loneliness and lack of community and just disjointedness of our society. I mean, I feel like we gotta come together. We have to come together as a planet, as a species, to really get on the right path to confront all the different. I know I'm speaking in so many generalities, but just confront all the different threats that our species can, will have to confront eventually. Whether it's like existential threats like space and asteroids, or geological like disruptions like volcanoes, earthquakes, an ice age. There's just so many, or the opposite of an ice age, whatever that is. Like, we're just poisoning our atmosphere with just different chemicals, our food. Like, that's why it's so important, on an individual level to try and rise above it all. Try to take care of your body the best you can. I know that there's so much poison out there, even if you're trying to buy like, healthy foods like veggies and meats and, proteins and all that. A lot of it can be contaminated just because of, big agriculture and the big food industry and the processed foods. And then, food's just kind of being manufactured and designed in a way to hack our brain and to be addicted. I think basically everything is designed because of capitalism in a way for you to be an addict. And so I'm trying to break through that addiction cycle. I feel like I finally have. I'm making progress. It's taken a long time. I think creating these videos back in August has really helped me progress. I still get caught in, entertainment loops and watching maybe a little too much TV, a little too many sports, but I've cut down on my sports and TV watching a lot. I think it's important for all of us to really kind of look at that in your own life and, just try to figure out ways to elevate, your inner self, and that, I know a lot of people might not like it, but I mean, I think that requires, journaling, writing, and reading, and just doing some hard things, working out your brain. Just as we work out our muscles, we have to work out our brain. And hopefully, if enough of us people do that, in a spiritual way, right, as a way that aligns with who they truly are, and they can start creating in their own life, that maybe with enough of us doing that, some good things will start to happen. Our society will start to just organize itself a little bit better, and life can thrive. That's the goal. And at the end of the day, we only have so much time on this planet. Father Time, as they say, is undefeated. So don't take any one day too lightly. I don't want to get all just morbid or anything about it, because it could be your last. But it's I think it's just important to take care of yourself on a daily basis. That that starts with awareness. That starts with what you're feeding your body, all the inputs going into your body. Inputs mean, you know, the food, the water, the drinks, the information, the thoughts, the words you say to yourself, and the words that other people are saying to you, the advertising, the things you look at, the things you pay attention to. Those are all inputs, and you can improve those every single day. For me, I'm trying to command a better reality, trying to command just more respect for myself, more love for myself, more balance, and I'm thinking more wealth. I feel like even though I think my bank account doesn't say it, I gotta feel wealthy, and I feel wealthy. It's weird saying those words because I know part of me is like, you're not wealthy, but yeah, I got to command that in my life. I got to command wealth, and we'll see where it goes. This is the very beginning of my journey, so we'll see if what the words I say ring true in my own life. And wealth actually starts to appear, but obviously that's going to take daily action for me. That's going to take more discipline, consistency, and we're going to see what that leads to. So that's the goal that I have, and that's the goal that I want to promote. So I'm going to leave it there, and hope everyone has a beautiful day and many blessings and much love to you. Peace.